Pharrell Williams in Miami, Florida, was given the key to Miami-Dade County by Mayor Daniela Levine Cava during the 5th annual Black Ambition Demo Day at the Sacred Space Miami. During his talk in front of the crowd, he would say, and I quote, "I hate politics. It's a magic trick. It's not real. I don't believe in either side because I think when you pick a side, you are inadvertently supporting division. Yes, it's not a popular point of view, but I gotta say, the wells are drying up. Now that diversity is off the table, now that equity is off the table, now that inclusion is off the table, I ask myself, how do we survive?" He would ask those in attendance, amongst the black folks, do you want the job because you're the best, or do you want the job because you're black? He asked the same question of businesses. He would later frame diversity, equity, and inclusion as essentially a handout. A very, and I mean very, very, very far cry from what we have seen previously with Williams and in his interviews.
Make America Great Again is code.
Yeah. No, it's not code. It's blatant. Have you seen that rally?
Yeah.
Man, it made me not want to wear red, white, and blue for a while. That rally.
Yeah.
The things that were being said, those T-shirts. I mean, I call them the bumper stickers. Because that's how they talk. Just like bumper stickers. You trust him?
Right.
You trust him? I'm praying for our nation right now. I'm praying for the human condition. I'm praying for women.
Yeah.
I'm praying that we make some better decisions.
This country feels so polarized right now. I mean, if when you look at it, what does that mean for you and sort of your creative world?
That silence in this room right now is often what I feel.
Yeah.
When you see some of the things that are being said, not just about my culture, but about women.
Let's pause here because there's a lot more. The "I don't do politics" line is such a farce, man. Because we should never forget, this is a dude who performed at a gala in Beverly Hills that helped raise $60 million for the IOF. He was joined on stage by Ziggy Marley. Williams would sing the very song he sent the cease and desist letter for at this event. He would also say at one point, generations after generations are tested, but you guys show incredible resilience, and I wish that for all people, not just your people, but all people. We all deserve that. That's not a political thing. That's what humanity deserves, he said at the gala. We deserve to pay attention to the human condition. I don't know how popular this is, but there just shouldn't be fighting. Abraham was the father of many nations, not just one. There should not be brother against brother. I just want to say that.
When you think about the destructive things that have come from mankind, mostly men. It's not women that are running up in our schools shooting our kids up. It's not women that are like, shooting up clubs. And it's just on the line. It's on the line right now. It's on the line right now. And I know that we have the ability. And I pray that all the women wake up, because there's a lot of women in the fight right now, but I pray that all the women wake up and recognize y'all have more power than we do.
In addition to all of this, he'd tell Ellen DeGeneres, women have a lot to carry, right? Including the entire human species, and still they don't have an equal say on this planet. That is insane. The female contribution to anything significant has always been historically dismissed or discounted or often erased. Their feelings are suppressed, their spirits are oppressed, and their ambitions are repressed. He has spoken out against the gender pay gap in the past. That is inherently political, whether he likes it or not. Per The Hollywood Reporter, one activist would slam Pharrell for using animal skins and fur as creative director of the Louis Vuitton men's collection. PETA Executive VP Tracy Riemann would say, quote, "We would be happy to stop disrupting Pharrell's appearances, but despite a lot of lip service, he's yet to ditch fur and exotic skins. Pharrell can decide in a heartbeat today to use his power for good and stop being complicit in cruelty. It's quite easy to be kind." Let's also recall when in 2018, as we referenced previously, he sent a cease and desist letter to Donald Trump after the former president played his song Happy at a rally in Murfreesboro, Illinois. So if you're apolitical, I suppose this would have stood, but I digress. At the end of the day, this video from TikToker James Ray will withstand the test of time.
Now, we could talk a lot about how it's incredibly out of touch for a super wealthy person. In this case, Pharrell has a net worth of like $250 million to say that they don't like politics, that they find it divisive, because ultimately politics aren't going to affect them that much. Because, you know, when you're super wealthy, it's very easy to insulate yourself from the day-to-day effects of these political decisions that you seemingly don't give about. But saying that you don't like politics and that you find it divisive while participating in a fundraiser for the Israeli military is something so bold that it is ridiculous. What I think Pharrell is actually trying to say is not that he hates politics because they're divisive, but he hates politics because he simply does not give a shit. He's insulated from the decision-making, and therefore whatever happens in the political sphere is ultimately something that's more of a nuisance for him to hear about than something he actually has to care about at all. And the interesting thing here is that what I usually say is that super wealthy people like Pharrell choosing to sit out is actually very much them picking a side. But in Pharrell's case, he's actually using his resources to fundraise for a genocidal occupational military force. So his point's just totally contradictory and makes no sense whatsoever. It just may be worth thinking about the fact that the same person saying that politics are divisive and we shouldn't really care are the same people that are fundraising for like this.
Because he's right. What he is saying is accurate. Pharrell can dip his toe into politics and dip it out whenever he chooses because he is wealthy enough to do so. Most policies, if not all, will not affect him. It'll affect you. It'll affect me. It'll affect your neighbor. It'll affect your family. It'll affect your associates. It'll affect those that maybe you don't even know. It'll affect your community, and it will affect the entire country. And I do think, to be honest with you, it does come from a place of privilege. And I could speak on my personal experience. Middle-class family, predominantly white suburb. Growing up, I learned about these things, I gotta be real with you, through watching some mainstream press and also listening to hip-hop. I kid you not. I kid you not. The storytelling that I would take in led me to a greater understanding of things that I will never see, or at least I thought I would never see in my community. And then you start growing up and you start realizing, like, oh, it takes an, as Public Enemy titled their album, it takes a nation a million. So I want to be part of that million. It takes a nation of millions. I want to be part of that million. And millions and millions and millions. Because what we all need to do is unite the working class and realize that there are way more of us than there are them. That takes, obviously, building community. It takes organizing. It takes reaching people, as Fred Hampton did, who maybe don't look like him, don't think like him, don't sound like him, to say our struggle unites us. And what gets me with Pharrell is he's basically saying, I'm out. I'm out. Because thinking this way, and let me be clear, incredible producer, one of the best of my time in my music listening history, but politically, God, does he suck. For real. You're saying, I don't want to get into politics, but then you're also raising money for the IDF. Like, what the hell is going on here, man? And what I personally despise is this false notion of equating one side with being exactly like the other. Yeah, man, the people who want free healthcare, free childcare, free public buses, free trains, we want a high-speed rail, we want people to not go in debt and die because of medical bills, because the rent keeps going up, mortgage companies hemorrhaging us, a lack of climate change policy. Yeah. Exactly like the people who practically are funding the modern day secret police Gestapo that are invading our cities and tearing families and communities apart. I am so tired of hearing this. And he is a celebrity, I get it. But with that celebratorial status comes also a responsibility. Spider-Man said, the Spider-Man movie, with great power comes great responsibility. People are going to hear him say that and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And him just beating down DEI shows a complete lack of understanding on the subject. So I am frankly disappointed, but unsurprised.